There's no doubt in my mind that GoldenEye 007 exists on Wii, mainly because it's such a familiar brand. The original N64 game is considered the pioneer first-person shooter on a console, and many gamers hold the classic GoldenEye in such high regard even 15 years after its debut. But here's the funny thing. GoldenEye on Wii is anything but a cash-in. It's a brand new game that takes the familiar script and changes things up for the better. Not only did the developers take the Wii project completely seriously, the studio put so much effort into the game, it's not a stretch to call this the best first-person shooter on Wii. It's a stunning and thrilling experience both in single and multiplayer, both offline and over the internet. You'd be doing yourself a disservice dismissing this game thinking it's simply cashing in on the N64 namesake.
Nice work, James. Just like old times.
GoldenEye 007 is a retelling of the original GoldenEye movie script, but rewritten in a way that uses Daniel Craig's interpretation of the James Bond character. The essence remains the same, but the subtle differences are plenty, and really change up something that Bond fans will recognize and hopefully appreciate. Like, remember that bungee jump off the dam in the movie's introduction? There's no bungee cord anymore. The Wii game features detailed environments and a solid frame rate, though things do get a little choppy when the action heats up, especially at the tail end of the single-player campaign. The engine does some pretty slick tricks like environment and weather effects, as well as destructible objects. It's pretty cool seeing your cover slowly deteriorate while you hide from enemy shots. Eurocom, the developer of GoldenEye 007, has already shown its expertise in storytelling with the underappreciated Dead Space Extraction. That same attention to story detail is here in GoldenEye. There's awesome voice acting from Daniel Craig as Bond.
For England, Alec. Always for England.
And Judi Dench as M.
Good morning, 007.
Also, the character's excellent motion capturing really adds a sense of emotion and realism that's rarely seen in a Wii production. Everything about GoldenEye 007 is pure Bond, from the credit sequence and theme song to the incredible and recognizable soundtrack. Eurocom and Activision poured a ton of effort into making sure this game looked, sounded, and played like a quality Bond title.
We don't have enough to do already.
The original GoldenEye on the Nintendo 64 was, at the time, the premier first-person shooter on a console. The Wii version of GoldenEye retains that original spirit. This edition, however, is a contemporary design that features very little of the original's gameplay. Locations and scenarios may feel familiar, but that's mostly because they're based upon the film of the same name. Eurocom looked more at games like Halo and Call of Duty for the new GoldenEye experience, instead of trying to recreate a dated 15-year-old game that probably doesn't hold up as well as people think it does. GoldenEye is an absolute blast and easily some of the best first-person shooter action you can find on Wii. The game has a great balance between stealth play and firefights that fits the Bond theme. Stay out of sight and take down enemies without them alerting the others, and you can avoid some tough battles. But if you just want to rush through an area and see how well you fare against guns blazing, you can do that too. The single-player campaign offers a great amount of variety. You can play in several difficulty settings that open up secondary objectives to complete, and the unlockable 007 Classic mode really makes things tough. You don't regenerate your lost health automatically in this mode. Just like in the original N64 game, you'll have to find vests to stay alive. You can play in a variety of ways, from the stock Wii Remote and Nunchuck that offers incredible precision, to the Classic Controller and Classic Controller Pro that mimic the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 dual analog controls. You can even use those GameCube controllers you might have laying around, but this is the least desirable option since some actions have to share buttons on that controller. Personally, I'm all for the pointer control of the Wii Remote and Nunchuck because of its precise aiming and the addition of a lean out from behind cover option that can only be performed by tilting the Nunchuck. Neither the Classic Controller nor the GameCube controller have this feature, and if you can master it in multiplayer, you'll definitely have the upper hand. Speaking of which, GoldenEye 007 has a huge focus on multiplayer, and it is excellent. Up to 4 players can take on each other in a split-screen mode, but if you really want to put your skills to the test, you can hop online for some 8-player individual and team-based challenges. This is where the game really feels like Call of Duty, right down to the experience points you earn for every kill. There's no voice chat between players during online sessions, which is a shame because there are some great team-based games, like the Capture the Flag Black Box mode, that could use some chatter to set up strategies. But everything else about the online in GoldenEye works extremely well, and really captures that original game's essence. GoldenEye 007 is an excellent Wii game and is definitely in contention to be the system's best first-person shooter. Don't let the fact that this game bears little resemblance to the original game scare you away. You want the original? Go hook up your N64. You want a fresh take with some awesome single and multiplayer action? Get GoldenEye on Wii. For more on GoldenEye 007, head over to IGN.com.